Come down onto your back to begin, and we'll have the knees bent so that we can find a constructive rest pose. Feet on the floor in line with the sit bones. Abdominal muscles relax so that the neutral spine comes into place. Shift the shoulders to broaden the shoulder blades. Turn the palms up. Relax the neck. If you like, you can turn the head from side to side a couple times slowly to find a comfortable position for the head. And then let the back of the head sink down into the mat. Relax down into the pull of gravity. Feeling the position of the pelvis. You should feel the sacrum on the mat. Feeling the position of the lower back. There should become some kind of curve there, or probably there will be. But in any case, do not press your back into the mat. We will do that later, but for now, let the muscles of the abdominals relax and soften down into neutral. Bring the attention down to the pelvic floor to begin. Picture the diamond that's formed by the tailbone, the sit bones, the pubic bone, all four of those points. Inhale, picturing that diamond. And then exhale, draw the points to the center, the perineum. Squeeze the sphincters. Lift the perineum up towards the crown of the head. And then relax. Soften down into the pull of gravity. Soften in the low belly. We'll do that twice more. Try to keep the hips relaxed. There's no movement in the pelvis as you do this engagement. Inhale, prepare. Picture that diamond. And exhale, gather the 4 points into the center. Squeeze the sphincters. Lift the perineum towards the crown. And then relax, soften. One more time. Inhale, prepare, picturing the diamond formed by the tailbone, the sit bone, the pubic bone. And exhale, gather the 4 points into the perineum. Squeeze the sphincters. Lift the perineum towards the crown of the head. And then relax. Soften everything for a moment. Let yourself give in to gravity. And then picture the belt of the transversus. It comes all the way around the torso. Think of it beginning on either side of the spine, or wrapping around the low belly and the hips, buckling beneath the belly button. Take an inhale, picture that belt. And exhale, wrap it all the way around, buckle beneath the belly button. And then release. No change in the position of the pelvis or the lower back. Inhale, prepare to do that again. And exhale, wrap the belt around, buckle it beneath the pubic bone. And then relax with the inhale. And one more time. Gather that belt snug around the low torso. And then relax. Soften all the effort, release into gravity. Bring your arms down closer to your sides. Soften in the shoulders. Inhale, prepare for the inner core, the combination of the pubic bone and the belly button. As you exhale, gather the pelvic floor, wrap the belt around. Now inhale, maintain that inner core as you raise your arms up to the ceiling. And exhale, reach your arms back towards the floor behind you, keeping your neutral spine, maintaining the position of the pelvis. Inhale, bring your arms back up to the ceiling. And exhale, settle them back down at the sides, relaxing the muscles of the low core. And do it again. Inhale, float the arms to the ceiling. Exhale, engage the inner core. Stabilize the neutral spine and pelvis as you reach the arms back towards the floor behind you. Inhale, bring the arms up to the ceiling. And then exhale, lower the arms, relaxing the work in the inner core. One more time. Inhale, arms split up. Exhale, stabilize with the pelvic floor and the drawstrings. Reach the arms back. And inhale, float the arms to the ceiling. And then relax them down. Softening back down into neutral. Relax all of the muscles in the low abdominals and the pelvic floor. And then bring the hands behind the head. Inhale, let your ribs open wide as you breathe in. Feel the elbows spread out wide, a little stretch on the armpits. And then take an exhale and unflare your front ribs. Imprint your back ribs down to the mat. Keep the elbows down towards the mat. And then relax. So when we imprint the back ribs, we still can maintain our neutral lower back curve. Inhale, feel the ribs flare. Exhale, unflare the front ribs, imprint the back. Feel that security around the rib cage and your neutral spine and pelvis. And inhale, let the ribs flare. And exhale, unflare the front, imprint the back. Now find your inner core, stabilizing the lower torso, and do a head lift, keeping your neutral spine in place. Inhale, lower your head back down. Exhale, neutral spine, ribs knitting and imprinting as you lift the head. Inhale, lower back down. We do it one more time. Stabilize and lift. And then release. Just bring the arms up to the ceiling. Relax the shoulders. Find the inner core to stabilize the pelvis and lower back. Knit and imprint the ribs. Keep the pelvis steady and raise the right foot up off of the floor. Shoulders stay relaxed. As you exhale, flex your foot and extend your leg out long at 45 degrees, knitting the front ribs together. Inhale, bend the knee and anchor as you lower your foot down, keeping the pelvis completely still. Then float the left foot up with your inhale. Exhale, flex your foot. Stretch out through the heel, 45-degree angle with the leg. Inhale, bend the knee, and anchor to lower down. No movement in the pelvis as the foot comes down. Inhale, lift the right, and exhale, flex your foot, extend the leg halfway between the ceiling and the floor. Inhale, bend the knee, re-anchor and lower the foot down. Stay steady and bring the left foot up. And flex your foot, extend out, knitting the ribs. Inhale, bend the knee. And exhale, lower the foot, keep the shoulders steady. Once again, re-anchor, right up. Exhale, flex, extend. Inhale, bend the knee. And lower down with the exhale. Last one with the left side. Inhale, up. Exhale, flex, extend. Inhale, anchor, bend the knee, and lower back down. And soften. Okay, let's go into pistons. Engage the low core, knit and imprint the ribs, relax the shoulders, take the right foot up, imprint the back ribs, and bring the left foot up. Keep the right angle behind the knee as you exhale, and lower the right foot down, tap the toes and lift back up, and exhale the left foot down, inhale, bring it back up, exhale to lower, and inhale to lift. Keep the back ribs imprinting. If you feel them pulling away from the mat, maybe you'll reach your feet in a little closer to your sit bones, not reaching quite so far down the mat. Keep the shoulders relaxed. One more set. Then one hand to each knee. Relax the legs. You can go ahead and let your lower back flatten. And then with the inner thighs and the front thighs relaxed, start stirring your thigh bones around your hip joint. And then reverse, nice and easy in the legs. And pull the knees in close. Lengthen the lower back and the back of the neck. Then we'll move the knees out away from the chest again. We'll reestablish the neutral spine, the neutral pelvis. Raise the feet as high as the knees in preparation for the 100, arms down to the sides. Engage the inner core, knit and imprint the ribs, press the palms down, and lift the head, chin into the chest, and extend the legs out about a 45-degree angle. Exhale for 5 pulses of the arms, and inhale for 5. Exhale for 5, and inhale, let your shoulders drop down towards the floor. Exhale for 5, and inhale. Exhale, and inhale. Think of flattening your belly down like a pancake, so it's broad at the waist. And inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Drop the shoulders. Chin stays into the chest. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. One more time. Exhale. And inhale. Bring your knees to your chest. Put your head down. Slowly turn your head from one side to the other. And then settle the head into the center. Keep the right knee into the chest and extend the left leg straight out onto the floor. Take a moment to pull the right knee towards the breastbone. And then relax that, hug a little bit. Feel your neutral pelvis. And neutral lower back, we want to have not the back flattened down, but the neutral spine, and even at the back of the sacrum. Then gather your belt around, extend your right leg up to your ceiling, wrap your ribs around, and circle the right leg 5 times. You can place the hands on the hips to make sure that the pelvis stays still as you circle the leg 5 times one way, and then reverse and go the other. Wrap your belt around, keep the pelvis really still. After 5 in each direction, we'll bend the knee, and then bring the left knee in to join the right knee, gently pulling into a flat back, lengthening the back of the neck, gentle stretch for the low back. And then keep the left knee bent in and extend the right leg out onto the floor. Stretch like that for a moment. And then release that hug of the left knee a bit. Get your neutral spine in place. Gather your belt around your pelvis as you extend your left leg up to the ceiling. Wrap your ribs. Each set of ribs goes to the opposite back pockets, and circle the left leg 5 times, maintaining the neutral pelvis, the steady, stabilized pelvis. 5 times one way with just the leg, and then reverse. Keep your back ribs knitting down and keep the pelvis balanced from side to side. And then we'll bend the left knee to the chest and bring the right leg into join. Again, go ahead and hug the knees in close so the lower back is lengthened, the back of the neck is lengthened. And then move the knees out, find your neutral tabletop. Engage your low core, knit and imprint your ribs and lower your right foot down. Keep imprinting those back ribs and lower the left foot down. And then relax there for a moment. Okay, we're going to take a small ball between the knees, or you can use a folded blanket or a pillow. I suggest that you get yourself a little ball. It's the right season for it. Really easy to find them. Get yourself a small playground ball. Place it between your knees, or if you don't have it, fold a towel, fold a pillow in half. Something you can squeeze between the knees. Relax the arms. If you had something behind your head, like a pillow, take it out now. We want to have the back of the neck lengthened, the chin drawn towards the chest without any support behind the head, because we're heading towards a pelvic lift. So we'll start by engaging the inner core. That's the pelvic floor and the belt. Take a squeeze into the ball and then relax that squeeze. As you do that, the pelvis should stay steady. Anchor and squeeze into the ball and then relax. One more time. Inner core and squeeze on the ball. Now maintain the squeeze on the ball. We're going to tilt the pelvis to bring the pubic bone into the belly button. Feel your front ribs pull to the opposite back pocket, your back ribs imprint to the mat, and then press evenly into the feet and roll your hips up off of the mat. Make sure you're not rolling to the pinky toe side of the foot. You're going to stay even across the feet. Take a glance up the pelvis. If one side's higher than the other, work a little bit harder with the low side. Engage that buttock and hamstring more. And roll yourself back down. One vertebra at a time, untilting the pelvis. And once the tailbone's down, you can relax the squeeze on the ball and release everything for a moment. Then re-engage pelvic floor, belt, squeeze the ball, tilt the pelvis, press into the feet, ribs knitting and imprinting, raising the hips up, staying even on the feet as the hips rise. Take a look up and make sure that the pelvis is even. Do what you need to do to even it out and roll yourself back down. One vertebra at a time. And then settling the pelvis back into its neutral position. Do that one last time. Engage the inner core. Squeeze on the ball. Tilt the pelvis. Knit and imprint the ribs. Press into the feet and roll the hips up off of the mat. Feel the length of the back of the neck. Feel the length or the work in the buttocks and the hamstrings. the length at the front of the thighs. And roll down. Keep tilting the pelvis. Feel those back ribs imprint. The pelvis staying tilted. Keep squeezing the ball until the tailbone is all the way down. And then relax a moment. Then we're going to re-engage. Find the inner core. Tilt the pelvis. Lower back is flat. And then lift your head. Keep your back flat. Grab a hold of your ball or whatever you have between your knees. And take it in your hands. The back is still going to be flat. Hold the ball up to the ceiling, maintaining your flat back. Straighten your right leg out, and then your left leg out. You're still tilting the pelvis. Press those back ribs down. Reach your arms back towards the floor behind you. So the whole spine is flattening down into the mat. We're going to go into a roll-up. But first we'll relax here. Inhale. Allowing the lower back to arch, the ribs to pull away from the mat. Then let's re-engage everything, starting at the pelvic floor, then the belt, then the tilt of the pelvis. Ribs knitting and imprinting. And inhale, roll yourself up one vertebra at a time without pulling your shoulders forward. So we're going to keep the shoulders on the back. Tilt forward, lean down, and stretch through the backs of the legs and up the back of the spine. The head. Hang down, relax the neck. And we'll go down one vertebra at a time. Hold the ball in front of the breastbone. Scoop the belly in. And roll one vertebra at a time down through the spine. Keeping the shoulders dropping. Move through the whole spine. Reach your arms back behind you. You're still imprinting until your arms are all the way back. And then you're going to release. Let the spine arch. And set it up again. Pelvic floor, belt, tilt the pelvis, knit and imprint, scoop the belly in, and roll up. Keep the shoulders easy. A good way to do that is to bend the elbows. Relax the neck and shoulders, hang down and stretch. Relaxing the neck as you stretch the backs of the legs and the spine. And sit up, hold the ball in front of the breastbone and go down slowly. Pull the belly in. See if you can hit each vertebra one at a time onto the mat and keep that back flat until your arms are all the way back. So we're keeping the scoop of the belly button, the tilt of the pelvis, the imprint of the back ribs until the arms are all the way behind you. And then we'll let it go. And reset it one more time. Pelvic floor. Take your belt, tilt your pelvis, knit the ribs, scoop the belly in, and roll up. And easy into the stretch forward. And then sit up. Ball stays in front of the breastbone, scoop the belly and roll slowly down. Keep tilting the pelvis, flatten the back, imprint the ribs, keep flattening the back as you reach back. And once the arms are fully extended, relax. And keep your arms up overhead, just let go of the ball. Let's take a side bend. Keeping the balance at the back of the pelvis, walk the feet to the left. Be sure your right hip is still down. Walk the upper body to the left. Cross your right ankle over your left. Hold your right wrist, reach your right hip and your right ribs down to the mat. Breathe slowly. And then come to the center, stretch long. Continue to maintain that balance at the back of the pelvis. Walk the feet a little to the right. Side bend the upper body to the right. Reach down through your left hip and your left ribs. Cross the left ankle over the right. Hold the left wrist. Stretch your left side. Breathe into the left side. Keep dropping your left hip down. Your left back ribs down. Your left shoulder down. Breathe and open the left side. then come back into the center. Reach long from fingers to toes. And then relax. You're going to bring the knees to the chest for a moment. And then turn over to the stomach. Resting on your belly. With your arms at your sides, your forehead on the mat. Legs close together. Engaging the inner core first. Then pulling the front ribs together. As you exhale, lift everything up. Head, arms, chest, legs up. Raise the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the thighs, open the chest. Make sure it's the chest, not the chin that's lifting forward. And then relax. And set it up again. Low core, knit the ribs, lift everything up. See if you can keep your legs close together. Lift the thighs, lift the arms, shoulder blades squeezing. Breastbone forward, chin stays dropped down, and then release. Let it all go. One more time. Low core ribs, lift up. Feel the stretch in the whole front of the body, and then release. Okay, we're going to move to a child's pose for a moment. And then stretch out long on the left side. Stacking the hips, the feet, the shoulders. And bring the hips slightly forward. Top hand on the top waist. Engage your inner core, that's the pelvic floor and the belt. And then pull all your internal organs up towards the ceiling. Take an organ lift. Activating the obliques up into the right waist, then lift both legs up. Stabilize right there, relax the neck and shoulders, and then top leg up and down 5 times. And then bottom leg down and up 5 times. Forward and back with both legs 5 times. And to the center, circle the top leg 5 times. And then reverse those circles. Squeeze the inner thighs and externally rotate both legs and scissor them wide. And then squeeze back together. Stay externally rotated. Open and squeeze closed. Make sure you're lifting up with that bottom leg. And come back to the center in external rotation. Pulse for 10. And come to parallel and flex your feet back, then squeeze the toes. Point the feet, fan the toes, and flex back. Squeeze, point, fan, flex. Squeeze, point, fan, and flex. Keep your toes open and reach through the balls of the feet. Squeeze the toes and pull back. Open and reach like you're going to grab something with your toes and pull it back. Last one. And release. Soften for a moment. And then bend at the knees. Keep your hips where they are. Bend at the knees so you're in a 0-degree hip flexion. Engage your inner core. Take an organ lift. And roll that right leg out in the socket 15 times. 3 sets of 5. Keeping your right hip forward, your pelvis completely still. When you're done, bring your bottom leg a little forward and then your top leg quite a bit forward to go into a pelvic, a spinal twist. So the right knee's going to go towards the floor and the left hand comes down to that right knee. Open the right arm out to the side. Turn and look to the right. And relax and breathe into the twist. And then come onto the back with both knees into the chest for a moment. And then turn over onto your right side. Stretch out long. Stack the hips, the shoulders, the feet. Relax the neck and shoulders. Bring the feet a little forward of the hips and tilt your left hip slightly forward. Top hand on the waist or fingertips on the mat in front of you. Relax the neck. Engage the inner core. Take an Oregon lift and squeeze the inner thighs. Lift both legs up. And then top leg up and down 5 times. Bottom leg down and up 5 times. And scissor both legs, forward and back 5 times. And to the center for circles, 5 circles each way. And reverse. And to the center, squeeze the inner thighs, externally rotate so that the heels are pointing towards each other, then big scissor kicks, top up and bottom down, top up and bottom down. 3 more times. Stay externally rotated. Keep your organ lift. And to the center, 5 little pulses, and 5 more. Then legs to parallel. Flex your feet back and squeeze the toes. Point the feet, fan the toes, and flex back. Squeeze, point, fan, flex, squeeze, point, fan, flex, reverse. With toes open, reach away, and then squeeze and pull back. Open and reach, squeeze and retract last time. And release. Relax everything for a moment. And then bend the knees so the feet are behind you. Re-engage your inner core, your organ lift. Stabilize the pelvis. 3 sets of 5, rolling the left leg out in the socket. Keep the pelvis completely still, so you're wrapping your belt snugly around the hips, lifting your organs up towards the ceiling, and only moving the leg, rolling the thigh out in the socket. And then just place the right knee a little forward and the left knee a bit more forward. Left knee onto the floor in front of you. Bring your right hand down to touch the knee and stretch your left arm out to the side. Look over to the left and breathe into the stretch. Okay, then onto the back. Take a constructive rest pose. Relax there. Engage the inner core. Knit the ribs around. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Take your left foot up. Imprint and take your right foot up. We're going through the abdominal series. Briefly draw the ribs together. Lift the head. Single leg stretch, 1 leg out, 1 leg bent. Hands guiding the bent leg. Elbows lifted, shoulders dropped, chin into the chest. And the double leg. Exhale, reach away from the center. And inhale, come back around. Exhale, both arms and both legs reach away. Inhale, the knees bend, the arms circle. Keep your back ribs imprinted. Chin stays into the chest. Last one. You can keep the legs straight and then scissor. Single straight leg stretch. Holding the up leg. Giving it a little pull, but not flattening the back as you pull. Then both legs up. Hands behind the head. Re-engage your inner core. Find the pelvic floor and the belt. Knit and imprint. And lower the legs a little down. And come back up. Very important. Keep the lower back still. Even if you hardly move the legs at all, please stabilize. Not going for the big dramatic range of motion with the legs. Instead, going for the stability around the spine. Then we'll bend the knees and crisscross. Legs bicycle, upper body twisting, armpit reaching across the body to this bent knee, keeping the chest open the whole time. And then the knees come into the chest. Hug your knees in close, relax your neck. And you can rock side to side on the pelvis. And then turn the head from side to side. So that's a good place to start if you want a little bonus stretch and you have a ball. You can get your small ball again. And if you don't have a ball, you can also get a blanket and just rest your thorax on it to give yourself an opening up for the chest. So if you have the ball, we're going to place it right between the shoulder blades and recline onto it, hands behind the head. We're starting with the hips down, the feet on the floor. Engage the inner core and raise your hips. And then we're simply going to roll up and down along the ball along the spine. You can look and see if your hips are level. Try to work evenly through the pelvis. Rolling on the ball. A little ball like this, really such a great little tool. You can get it at the dollar store. They have them at the grocery store in this season, so get yourself one if you don't have one. So you can keep rolling now, or if you like, you can open the chest more by dropping the head back if that feels good, and or dropping the hips down. So you can do one or both of those. Please make sure that you keep your belt wrapped around your hips so you're not just completely sprawled out here. We're still keeping a little stability around the lower back and breathing into the opening of the chest. Now draw the front ribs together. Lift your head up so your chin is in towards the chest. If your hips are still up in the air, drop them down. We're going to pull the belt snug. Bring the pubic bone to the belly button to tuck the tail under and scoop the belly in. And you're going to come into as much of a curl up as you can come. And then bring the hands down on the floor. Keep scooping in the belly and give yourself a little push to get the rest of the way up. And then just drop the head down, relaxing it towards the bent knees, soften the shoulders. And then lift the chest up, open the spine, and that's where we're going to leave it. Good. Thanks. Take care. Yeah, you see a little ball? Get yourself one. Really nice thing to have. All right. Have a good evening. Please let me know if you were here because I can't see anybody. I see that there are people, but I can't see who you are. So let me know. Thanks. Bye.